Hello there. I know I said I was going to stay out of the kitchen, but I got busy with the project and said, nope, this one got to do in the kitchen. This dates way back. All of my friends, people I know from my hometown, talk about eating chili buns. We are known for the chili buns. And anybody you talk to says they have the original recipe. Well, I'm not going to argue about that. I don't care who has the original recipe. I know I'm using the one that my family has been using since the late 30s. It came from my brother-in-law. He and his brother created this recipe, and this is the one I use. You can vary the recipe any way you want to, or you can do it like I do it. First, I want to show you something. I was rambling around in my basement storage unit, digging down into a box, and let me show you what I found. I want to show you this up close so you can see it. Do you recognize these? These spice jars. Your mother probably had a set. Your grandmother probably had a set. They came in red, yellow, black. They may have had them in green, I don't know. But I used to have a set in red, and when I ran across these, I don't know why they were stuck in the bottom of a box. I don't know why I didn't have them here in the kitchen, but they're in the kitchen now. And I'm going to enjoy just looking at them. Now, the story I want to tell you, I've got my chili going. This is the hamburger meat right here. What I bought was the ground chuck with 73% lean, 27% fat. You've got to have a little fat in the chili or you don't get the good flavor. So I've got about 1.5 pounds here that's already been browning. Now what I do, I put about 1/2 cup of water in my pan and put the ground beef in, and I stir. I stir to get it broken up. I don't want the meat to be chunky. So I'll show you what I got this in the sink. This is my old potato masher. It works perfect for mashing up my ground beef and getting it loose until the water blends with it, and the water will boil down, so you don't have to worry about having the water in it. So right now I'm having to be careful because it's getting pretty low. What I'm putting in next is going to be garlic. That's about 2 or 3 little pods of garlic there. And I'll put a little pepper in. I've already put a little bit of salt in. I'll put a dash or 2 of pepper. Now I'm not measuring this. You have to play it by ear because that's how I cook. It's very difficult to measure things. Now I've done that. Next, I'm going to put a can of tomato sauce. This is a small can. Now probably will need another. But I'm going to put this in. I'll add a little bit of water to the can to make sure I get all of the sauce out. Yeah, get more sauce there. That'll work. Stir it up a little bit. Get it going. Most recipes call for tomato paste. You can use tomato paste if you want to, or you can use a little more tomato sauce, whatever suits your taste. So I'm using the tomato paste. I've already opened the can, and I'm telling you one thing, these cans get any smaller, we're going to have to use magnifying glass to see them. See how tiny this little can is? Can you see? So I'm going to put the tomato paste in, get it going good. Don't like to have any waste. I'll get as much of it out as I can. I think that just about got it. I need to make sure this is on, got it up too high. I'm going to put it on low, because I don't want it to get too dry. Now, when I stir this up, I'll show you what it looks like. Believe you can, not sliding down, isn't it? Anyway, you know what it looks like. And I think I'm going to have to put another small can of tomato sauce. That doesn't seem to be enough. Just give me a second to get this can open. And I'm going to tell you a story about the chili buns. It was early 1930s. Depression years. Everything I tell is about the Depression years nowadays. I think we're in the Depression years, to tell the truth. So, okay, that's going to make a difference. Looks better with a little more tomato sauce. Now this is going to cook down. You can put cumin in your chili if you like. I rarely put cumin in because cumin is in the in your chili powder, and this is the chili powder you want to use. Mexican chili powder. I don't use any other kind. No other chili powder suits me like that. So I'm going to sprinkle a little cumin into well, it's got a seal on it, I think. No, it hadn't. I'm going to sprinkle a little cumin, just, I think it's about to pack up in there. It's not very much, since we already have the cumin in the chili powder. Now I'm going to add, let's see, probably a tablespoon to start off with. You can always add more, but you don't want to put too much in at the beginning. That's about a tablespoonful. I'm going to sprinkle that in there. And some people like to put onion in their chili while it's cooking. I like my raw onion on my chili buns. But I'm going to add a little onion to this and let it cook up. It's good either way you want to do it. What to do with it? Here's my onion. Okay. I'm going to just sprinkle some in here. Don't want too much. That'll do it. And I'll save the rest to go on my chili buns. Now, the thing about making the chili today, I forgot something. I went to the grocery this afternoon, got all the ingredients and things I needed, but guess what I left out? I didn't buy the chili buns. So, this will sit in the refrigerator overnight, and you know how it's always better the next day anyway. Now I'm going to let that simmer. And I may have to add a little bit of water to it so it doesn't cook down too much. I think I'm going to do that right now because I don't want it to burn on the bottom. That's going to do it. Simple as that, making chili. Making chili for chili buns. Some people think you have to have hot dog on a chili bun, but you don't. You don't. When you grow up with eating chili buns at every football game, you love it. Most people put mustard, ketchup, cheese. I don't know what all they put on them, but not me. I don't want all that stuff on my. I want just plain onion. Oh, I wanted to show you. See this? A Williams-Sonoma apron. I've never worn an apron before, but I just happened to be in Goodwill yesterday, and I spotted this, and I got my Williams-Sonoma apron for 99 cents. Well, who's going to pass up a good deal like that? And I don't think it's ever been worn, so I'm giving it a try and see if I like wearing an apron. I really should wear one because I'm messy. Definitely messy. Now, while this is cooking, I'm going to tell you a story. I want to show you something. See these mugs? There was a time when people collected beer mugs. I've got 4 of them. I want to tell you about them. This brother-in-law that I mentioned and his brother, there wasn't much work around in the early 30s, and my brother-in-law was staying with his brother who happened to live on Main Street right at the edge of town, and together they set up a chili bun stand right on the corner, and people coming from work downtown, they'd pass the stand and they'd buy chili buns and potato chips to take home for their supper. That was about as cheap a meal as you could have, and it was a delicious meal. Now, they made their own potato chips, which surprised me. My sister says she remembers going to the house, and on the back porch they had a big, what she said looked like a Maytag washing machine, but it was what they cooked their potato chips in. So they served potato chips with their chili buns. Now, they needed work. My brother-in-law got a job on, I think it was on the Cincinnati Belle, the riverboat that went up and down the Ohio River. He served chili buns on that boat, and of course they had beer. Beer was served in these mugs. These mugs are, I'm guessing, 90 years old. I saw a big picture once with the same design on it. Didn't buy it, should have. But my sister had 2 of these, and she gave them to me. And later I was in an antique shop, and I found 2 more, so I bought them. And these are treasures to me, and they're part of family history when you think about it. This was the mug that was used to serve beer on the Cincinnati Belle. That's my little story. So as far as I'm concerned, I've got the original recipe, and it came from my brother-in-law in the 1930s. Others can claim they have the original recipe. That's fine. They're so similar. There's so little difference in the recipes that you wouldn't know which one you were eating. So if you decide this is something you want to try, you've never had a chili bun, I always put a hot dog on mine though. If I put a hot dog on the bun, I'll just eat one. But if I eat chili bun, that's not quite enough. So that's my reason for using hot dog. Anyway, yes, I'm back in the kitchen again. I'm going to watch my chili. It doesn't have to cook very long. You just let it cook down until it gets to the consistency you want. And this is gonna take a few minutes, 20 or 30 minutes probably. Some people think you have to cook the chili for 2 or 3 hours. You don't. When it's done, and it's ready to eat. But it'll be better tomorrow than today. So I'll be out tomorrow going to the grocery to get my hot dog buns for my chili. I hope you try this recipe, and if you have any problems with it, just call me. I'll be right here anytime you want to come around. So you have a good day, and be sure and watch my videos. They're not the grandest things in the world, but they keep me busy, and I hope they keep you entertained, because I do like to talk. I like to tell stories, and especially when they're true stories. Nothing like a good true story. And I'll see you later.